Thank you, everyone. Thanks for the applause. I must say it's really flattering, and like Justice said, I just got appointed in a month time, so I'm still getting used to that, being applauded for. Mind my shyness. So I'm very happy and very proud that we could meet here today, because I think it's very important that we, the youth, the next generation, we get together, we meet each other, share minds, rub minds, share ideas, and go forward together. So, in preparing for today, and I see the speakers before me, they had presentations and everything, which is perfect. And I was also thinking about what am I going to talk about today. Being a politician, I tend to get the mic and keep talking. And I thought about one story and big points, and I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to share with you guys some things I had to rethink when I came here. Because this society we are in, this system we are in, is different from where we were built. Yeah. So when you come here, there's some things you have to modify yourself to adapt to. So that's what I'm going to share with you guys. It's not going to be a inspiring story. So if you're expecting something inspiring, get jollof and enjoy. But it's going to be the truth, because that's what it took time for me to face that. And I think in sharing that with you guys, I hope I could at least sow a little seed in your lives and hope it emerges to something big. So what am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about embracing failure. And I know a lot of you guys in your mind, you just say, Obara Jesus, God forbid. Me failure. God forbid. I don't want to fail. Oh. But that's something we need to rethink. Yeah. Embracing failure, failing fast, and falling forward. Yeah. So those are the three things I want to talk about. Let me start a little bit with a short introduction about myself. It's been said earlier, I was recently appointed as a counselor, but that's not my job. That's something I do for 20 hours a week. My main job is I'm a program manager at the Ministry of Economic Affairs, and which is even more important than the councillor job, because I am responsible of building a tunnel at the north of the Netherlands with a budget of 2 billion euros. When I got the project and I told my mother, she started dancing like she expected I was going to have the money. But I had to explain to my mother that you being responsible for a project of 2 billion does not make you a millionaire. Precisely. So that is short about what I do. I was born in Nigeria. I was born in Lagos. I was born in Ejigbo. How many people know Ejigbo here? Yeah. Okay. If you don't know it, don't be sad, because it's not. I was born in Ejigbo, Ikotu area of Lagos. Yeah. We lived there in Ejigbo. My father was a cab driver in Lagos. You guys know those yellow and black taxis. And my mother was a trader. She actually used to travel to Cotonou to buy African fabrics and sell them in Lagos. She didn't have a shop, so we had to sell everything she needs to sell, with your Mercedes legs, like she used to say. Tough life. I'm not standing here to tell you, I'm proud of what I've achieved, but I want to tell you, it's tough. We lived in a face me, I face you. You guys know that, right? Yeah. Sure. Face me, I face you. We shared toilets and bedrooms with 50 people. We cooked in the room, because my mother didn't want to have issues with people inside the kitchen, and so she cooked inside the room. You guys get the image I'm trying to paint. Life was fucked up. It wasn't easy. I went to school with my trousers were patched. The same trousers for 3 years. And if my mother couldn't pay school fees, I got beaten and I got sent home, like it's my fault. But those stories, I think most of you here could either imagine or have experienced yourselves, directly or indirectly. And I think those are things that make us different, make us unique. It actually conditions you. And I think a lot of us, we tend to run away from that story and think, oh, that's not me anymore. Now I'm in Europe, I am Ajebota. And no, I embrace that. That's me. That's what made me. So, starting with anything, please embrace your identity. Don't try to be something else. Be yourself. Embracing your identity is also knowing what you can and what you can't. Even you don't need to tell me what you can do, but you have to be honest to yourself to know what you can do. Because then it helps you in choosing the path you want to take. So, short introduction, let me go back to failing fast. Failing fast is actually a concept I learned about 8 years ago. Because if you were brought up in the conditions I just mentioned, you get either intentionally or non-intentionally, you get wired that don't take risks. You have to do something that you cannot come home and tell your family you failed.
No, unacceptable.
It's not acceptable, and that is something we were taught in our homecoming. And I think in a society as Nigeria, it's good to not take too much risk because the opportunities you have, they're not much. So if you have limited opportunities, you take limited risks. But yeah, my brothers and sisters,
go for it.
the opportunity is plenty. Burna Boy said plenty. And if you don't take risks, you're not going to get that opportunity. Anybody who has an economic background knows a risk is a chance. A risk is an opportunity. But if you are not willing to fail, and you are not willing to take risks, automatically means you are not taking opportunities. So you have to leave that story, that mindset we got from Nigeria of not taking risks. We have to throw that away. I'm sorry. It wouldn't work here. It wouldn't work. You have to take risks. And taking risks is not all about going for a job, but it's also about opening yourself to people. We talked about networking earlier on. If people don't know who you are, how will they connect with you? See, my homecoming, my home bringing was, don't tell people about yourself. Don't tell people your story. Don't tell people where you're going to. Because they could hurt you.
Witchcraft.
Precisely. My mother used to say, your village people can follow you. But with that mindset here, being secretive, not opening up, it doesn't help. Actually, it stops you from connecting to people. People have to know who you are as a person, what motivates you, what gets you up and going. People have to know what they have in you, which common interests you have, what are your aims, what are your goals, where are you going to, where are you coming from. But if you don't tell people that, then you don't give people the opportunity to connect with you. And if you don't have the connection, you don't have the network. Just imagine life without Wi-Fi or internet, without that network. How would the life be?
You'll be stuck.
So the network, connecting, is very important. But it also starts in sharing people, share your stories. What I've learned here is a lot of people are interested in what our stories, who we are. The facade you see most white people on their faces, and I can say this because my party is majority white. I'm the first black person to be a councillor for my party here in the Netherlands. And I've attended a lot of meetings, a lot of dinners and everything. That I'm always the black person. But I can say that
compared to me, you're white.
What I want to say is, people want to know our stories. They want to know what moves us. You should know that everyone sitting here is an ambassador of our story. So if you're an ambassador and you're not doing your job, which is actually sharing the story with people so that they can understand us, know where we're coming from, then you're actually failing, in my perspective. Because I believe everything starts with perspectives. If you create a group, you create a project group or something, the group comes with different disciplines and perspectives. And bringing those together actually creates the end results. So if you're not willing to share your perspective, you are not willing that your wish be established in the end result. You should know that. Risk-taking is something I learned. Embracing failure is something I learned. Up till last year, no one knew who I was. Because I made an appointment with myself when I came here. I remember the first day we came here, it was on the evening of the 25th of September 2009. We came from Nigeria. I didn't know about Netherlands. I was wearing the Fubu brook, you guys know those three-quarter, and a t-shirt, and sneakers. And I thought my father was going to come with the car and carry us with the car and everything, but the guy came with train. Like the story shared, my mother came with the whole stuff we had in Nigeria, like 6 baggage and everything. And we were pushing this whole baggage. Ghana must go. Things tied inside plastic. We had to transport this from Amsterdam Schiphol to Limburg, where I used to live, the south. And we had a lot of luggage. But I remembered that day we came to the train station in Hague, and I saw students, a lot of young people carrying bags and luggage and everything, entering the bus. And I asked my father, where are they going to? He said they are going to school. There's a university close here. I said, okay. I said, I have to be in that bus very fast. He said, where do you think you are going? You should come and start making money for the family, so we build house and everything in Lagos.
Working in the fabric.
Yeah.
No, McDonald's. Yes, no.
I started actually, my first job was at the McDonald's. I started making hamburgers. And I remember when I made my first 1,000 euros, I told my parents I wanted to have a driver's license. Precisely. My mother said, driver's license. Why are you driving to? Bring money, let's build house in Nigeria. We buy land. You say, people tell you, please have something to fall back on. You have to have something to fall back on. But I never understand that concept. Because when I fall, I don't want to fall back. I want to fall forward. Because I believe if I'm falling forward, then I can see what I'm going to hit.
Yeah.
So having those type of ideas, I know you guys are going to have that also, either here or people in Nigeria. Please know one thing. Most of us here, we are not planning on leaving, right? We are staying here. So, when you're living your life here, but your life is has an approach that is more close to Nigeria, then you have a mismatch. It's not a story that is sexy that everyone is going to agree on. I'm not saying you should agree on that, but that's my view. I believe when you're here, you focus on your life here. Because if you get yourself to that point in which you can live comfortably here, anything you want to achieve in Nigeria is done. My mother said, use that 1,000 euro to buy a land. I said, no, I need driver's license. Because if I have driver's license, then I can drive faster to work, I can go to school, I can do all those type of things. She said, no, no driver's license, buy land. I didn't do that. We had an issue at the home, blah, 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 nothing happened. But today, I can probably stand here and tell you today, if I want to buy any land in Nigeria, this is not bragging.
Yeah.
I'm not here to brag.
Nobody's bragging.
But if I want to buy any land in Nigeria, I can buy it today.
Yeah.
But if I had used that 1,000 euros back in those days to buy that land, my life would have been different from now. So you have to think forward, not short term, long term. That's one thing I see we Africans don't tend to think about, the long term. We want quick fixes, quick results, which is good. But you know, anything that comes fast goes fast.
Yeah.
You have to plan long term. And there's also a message here, is having a plan.
Perfect, an idea.
Having an idea, knowing where you're going to. I'm not saying you should know the specific destination you want to get to, because that always changes in life. But you have to know which direction you are going to. The destination will come, but know the direction. Because there's one thing I also learned from Nigeria that I still use today. Is one saying, failing to plan is planning to fail. So every morning I tell myself, failing to plan is planning to fail. So I have a plan for today. What am I going to achieve? Which way am I going to? So please, I'm just going to keep this short. I think, I'm going to keep it short. I don't want to talk too much. Precisely. Politicians tend to overstay their time on the mic.
Which you have done?
Yeah. But if everything that I've said, I want you to remember one sentence. Just one. I think if you remember this, and anytime things are going difficult, just remember this, it will help you. Because I'm saying this from personal experience. Embrace failure. Fail fast. Failing fast is also something that came from Silicon Valley. You know, when they start developing an app or a software or anything, they like to make the mistakes as fast as possible in the earlier phases. Like I said, I told myself, give yourself chance till you are 30. I just turned 30 this year, so from now I can't have any mistakes anymore.
Jesus Christ.
But I said, before you are 30, give yourself opportunities to fail.
Yeah.
Before I was 30, I never wanted to be in a room where I thought I was the smartest. Because then there's no use being in that room. If I am in a room, I want to be the dumbest there.
Yeah.
Because that way, I could learn from other people. So being the smartest is overrated. The world is full of smart people.
Yeah.
If you say you're smart today, there are someone who is 10 times greater smart than you. So achieving smartness, I'm sorry, doesn't work. So embrace failure, fail fast, and fall forward. That's it. Thank you.